So now what we're going to do is we're going to find the following. We're going to find the equation of a line when you're given the slope and a point. So there's two scenarios for this. There's one where you have this. So now you're given a line that has a slope and a y-intercept. So you got to remember that when we started our lessons, we always started off with this basic equation. Y is equal to mx plus b. All right, so we always must start with that basic equation when we go to solve our problems. So now here is our example. Now, so imagine I say that the slope is 2 and the y-intercept is 10. The first thing that you do is you're going to write y is equal to mx plus b. Then on the side here, I want you to write what you have as your given. So we are given that the slope m is equal to 2. And remember, the y-intercept is also known as the starting point, as the start being 10. So in this case, b is 10. So remember that in our equation, b was our starting point, m was our slope or rate. And now we just substitute into the equation because all we know is m and b. So therefore, y is equal to 2x plus 10. And we are literally done. So once you have an equation in this form, you guys are done. Y is equal to something. Okay? Okay, so now imagine I have a real world problem like this. So imagine I have a problem like this. The cost of a phone plan is $20 plus, not pulse, plus 10 cents per minute for every month. That's what it costs, okay? Now, your equation in the end won't look like y is equal to mx, won't have the values y equals mx plus b, but it might have different letters for your equation. In this case, I'm going to use C for cost, but I'm going to use M, let's call it, not M, let's call it T for the minutes we spend on our phone every month, okay? So here are our equations. So M is going to equal the following. M is equal to 0.10 because that is a rate. 10 cents per minute. Anytime you see per, it really means it's a rate. And then you have your starting value, which ends up being 20 because we start by paying 20 bucks, but then we pay 10 cents for every minute afterwards that we do every month. So that is that equation. So now that's our B value. And our B value is equal to 20. So in this case, you're going to say your cost is equal to the rate per minute, which is 0.10 T plus its starting amount, which is 20 bucks. And you'll notice that the cost is very similar to our Y value, which equals to mx plus b. It's the same thing. We could have, if we wanted to, let m, x, and b be the values for our equation, and you could write that as y is equal to 0.10x plus 20. But you're going to have to tell me that x is time, because it is always attached to the rate, and then y is the cost. That's all. So the next problem that we have to attack is this. So now we're going to take a look at what happens when we have a line with a given slope and a point. So there's going to be 3 examples that we do today. So first of all, let's take a look at what would happen if we were given the slope being 2 and the point being 5, 7. So here's what you do. You start with y is equal to mx plus b always. And then we identify the x and y of this entire equation because we have a point that is on the line, so we can label it x and y. Then we can take that x and y and we can plug that right into our equation here, and its y value goes here. Now, we also know the slope, so we can take the slope and plug that into our equation. So in doing so, we're using 5, 7 as the x and the y, and we're using the slope to plug it in. So let's see what we have. So we're using 5, 7 as x and y in our equation. So we have the following. 7 is equal to m, which is 2 times 5, plus the b value. So we don't know what the b value is, and that is what we always have to solve when we're finding this problem. So in these type of problems, you're just finding b, the b value. Okay, so now we use our BEDMAS. So this is 10 plus b is 7, and we just solve. So subtract 10 from both sides, and you end up with b is -3. And then you say, so the equation is, ready, y is equal to the following. 2x minus 3. And we're done. So the key idea is you're finding the b value for y is equal to mx plus b, this thing here. Okay? So now let us work on our next problem. So I'm going to split this problem, this page in two a little bit here, and then we're going to use the math. So this is a specific point. This is a specific problem. Given we have m being undefined, okay? Something that is undefined means that all we have to do is find a certain value. And here's the thing. If m is undefined and the point is 9, -5, this is all you have to do. Therefore, x is equal to the 9 value. So in this case, when we have a vertical line, for vertical line, just use the x value of the point. And in this case, our solution is x is equal to 9. Now, most of your problems will look like question 1. Now, here's the last problem that we're going to take a look at. So imagine I tell you that 3, given m is equal to 0, and the point is, say, 9, -5 again. Therefore, this is what your solution is. Therefore, y is equal to -5. So all we're using for our equation for the slope is the y value of the point that we use. That's it. And we're done. So now let's go over the general problem that you'll always start with. You're always going to start by 1. Let's call this part A. You always start with y is equal to mx plus b. B, you're always using 5, 7 as xy and then solving into our equation. And then C, you find the b value. And then D, all you do is you state your final equation. So there's 4 steps to this type of problem. Now let's go and do one more problem. I'm going to show you the question, and then you're going to pause the video and try yourself. So always look at question number 1 and use that to help you solve our exit task for the day. Okay, for your exit task, I'm going to give you the option of using Hangouts to send me a picture of what you're using, or you can use the assignment that I've actually put out for you for this problem on our course webpage. Now, try for yourself. You're going to do this. Given m is 2 and the point 81, I want you to find the equation of the line for me. Show me your solution. And later on in class, after I've seen everyone's work, I will take it up and show you the solution. Remember, follow example 1 from slope and the point lesson. So that's this one. So you're using this lesson to do that. And then what you're going to be doing for homework is 2, 3, and 5, which is on the link of the homework that we have online. Okay? So just remember, what you're doing is you're going to send me a copy of your solution. Make sure you write the question down and then show me your full solution to find the equation of the line. Thank you.